You already know who it is, man. Osiris here, man. The Lord of the swag, the Lord of the dragon, OsirisLourde. Type in Duel Links. Follow me on Instagram. The Lord loves you. Today we're gonna do something special. Duel Links Master Guide. This is from '96. Original rules, official Konami. There you go. I actually thrifted it. See, $2, whatever. Upside down. So. Yeah, man, we're gonna pop this in and we're gonna see what they was doing. Like, 96 is when Yu-Gi-Oh came out, but I think this came out in 2003. So, shout out to Socially Awkward for my mask, my swag, and we're gonna pump this in.
Hi, duelists, it's me, Yugi, and the one and only Joey Wheeler. Today, we're hosting a special program for everyone watching.
I had to watch it on the browser because I can't watch it on a DVD.
Game, and I know it'll be yours too. Yeah.
My favorite game.
All the techniques in this DVD, you'll be a master duelist, like yours truly, right, Yug? You're a master duelist? What? You don't think I can duel? I'm only kidding. Of course you can duel.
Who thinks Joey can duel?
Duelist until he learned all these techniques, and now he's one of the best duelists in the world. Hey, you're embarrassing me.
Even though he got smoked by Merrick.
So thick, even though it's true. This Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game Duel Master's Guide will explain everything you need to know so that you can jump right into your very first duel. All right, let me give you the basics of the game. The object of the Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game is to win a match against your opponent. Each card battle against an opponent which determines a win or loss is called a duel. A match consists of 3 duels. The player who's the first to win 2 duels, or who has 1 win and 2 draws in a match, is declared the winner of the match, which means the winner of the game. Right. However, if the result of the 3 duels is 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 draw, or 3 draws,
why we don't do that in Duel Links?
Each player begins a duel with 8,000 life points. The life points gradually decrease due to the amount of damage you get from battle. If your opponent's life points are reduced to 0, you're the winner of the duel. It's also important to remember that if both you and your opponent's life points reach 0 at the same time, the duel ends in a draw. You can't draw a card when you need to because you run out of cards in the deck, you lose the duel. Be careful.
R.I.P.
In addition, if you have all 5 Exodia
one of my favorite techniques.
At any time during the duel, you instantly win the duel. So far, we only explained the basic rules. Right. Now, we're going to delve into more detail in each chapter.
It's crazy how Yu-Gi-Oh was back in the day compared to now.
Chapter 2.
Completely different.
To begin a duel, you need a deck containing a minimum of 40 cards.
Maximum of 40 cards.
The duel is called the deck. The deck must contain at least 40 cards. Aside from this minimum limit,
that's how you know this is old.
Can contain as many cards as you like. Also, you can have 15 additional cards in a separate pile. This is called the side deck.
Very underrated.
Between duels, you can exchange any card in your deck for any card in your side deck. But after exchanging the cards, you must have the same number of cards in your deck. This means the number of cards in the side deck must always be 15. You're allowed a maximum total of 3 copies of the same card in your deck and side deck combined. Also, in your combined
unless you have a skill,
deck, you can only have 1 copy of each limited card and 2 copies of each semi-limited card.
Oh, this is the ban list already.
Regarding the limited card list, tournaments, and much, much more, you can...
We should go on that website.
Check it out.
Yu-Gi-Oh-card.com. They didn't even finish it.
This field is where you place the cards and battle with them. The half of the field nearest you is your side of the field.
This is what we're watching right now.
Nitty-gritty. Deck zone. Your deck is placed face down here. At the beginning of your turn, you draw 1 card from here. Monster card zone. This is the zone where you place a monster card.
5.
You can only have a maximum of 5 monster cards in the monster card zone at the same time. Spell and trap card zone.
Unless you have sealable cards.
You can only have a maximum of 5 cards in the spell and trap card zone at the same time. Field card zone. A field spell card is a special kind of
Field
spell
cards
card
are
that
so
can only be
underrated.
played here. Some examples of field spell cards are Yami and Sogen. Fusion deck zone. If you use fusion monster cards, put your fusion deck here. The fusion deck consists of a group of fusion monster cards. The fusion deck is always kept
What fusions
separate
did
from
they
the
even
deck.
have in 2003? They had like
Remember,
Flame
the cards that make up
Swordsman.
the fusion deck are not counted towards the 40
Yo,
card limit of the deck.
which cards they had? Put it in the comments. Which cards they had in 2003?
Graveyard.
96, really?
This is the
Because I
zone
think
where you
this
put
came out in
destroyed
96,
monster cards
but
and
they made it
use
on
the spell and
DVD.
trap cards.
2003.
Chapter 3. Card
Oh, yeah.
details. To make a strong
Oh,
deck, you need
that's
to
my
know all about the
jam.
features of the
It's my
card. There are
jam.
3 main card types. They are monster cards, spell cards, and trap cards. To win a duel, you must construct a deck that's well balanced with these 3 types of cards.
Dark
And you
Hole.
have to use them efficiently. Let's take a closer look at these cards so that you can develop your strategy.
Show me giant.
Monster cards. Monster cards are the main cards during a battle. The role of a monster card is to destroy
Vanilla.
your opponent's monster and
Celtic
reduce
Guardian.
your opponent's life points. Of course, monster cards with higher attack points or defense points make a more devastating impact. Remember, you can only place 1 monster on the field per turn. There are various kinds of monsters, each with different features.
Not
so
Forbidden
using them
Memories.
efficiently at the right time is the difference between victory and defeat.
I don't know what I was trying to say. Ignore that.
These are the basic monster cards. Some of them are really powerful. Effect monster cards. These monster cards have various effects. Even when compared to the effects of spell
They didn't have too many
cards
good
and trap cards,
effect monsters
many
back in the day.
effect monster cards have useful effects. An effect monster with low attack points and defense points
Some of
can
them
sometimes take an
back
important
in the day.
role during the duel. Fusion monster cards. These monster cards are
See,
summoned
I
by
told you,
using 2
Flame
or more
Swordsman. I
fusion
told you.
battle monsters,
I
along
said
with
it.
spell cards such as
I said it.
Pulverization. Check the rule book to learn how to summon
That's
fusion
mad
monsters.
funny.
Ritual monster cards. You can summon this special monster.
Yo, people
onto
be
the
fronting
field
on ritual
only when
monsters,
you fulfill
man.
the specific requirements by having the designated ritual spell card and the monster cards as a tribute. Check the rule book to learn how to summon ritual monsters. Next, I'll
Was
explain
Pegasus the first
information
person to do
shown
a
on
ritual
each
monster?
card.
Who did that? Who was the first one?
Attack points and defense points. Attack points and defense points are the numbers used to judge the result of a battle between monsters. When the card is in attack position, the attack points are applied. When the card is in defense position, the defense points are applied. Level. Level indicates the strength of a monster.
Times
In
are so
general,
easy back
the higher
then.
level monsters with lots of stars are stronger. Type. Type shows the feature of a monster. There are 20 different types. You need to pay careful attention to the type because types
It has to be more
are
than 20
affected
now.
by specific spell cards.
55.
Attribute. There
20
are
types of
6
magicians
different
alone.
attributes. In addition to the type, you also have to pay special attention to the attribute because some spell cards are applied to a specific attribute. Spell cards. Spell cards have various effects.
Shout out
such
to
as
Monster
increasing your
Reborn.
monster's attack points or
They just
defense
put it in
points,
dual links.
destroying your opponent's monster,
Got me out here
controlling your opponent's
smoking
monster,
people.
restoring a monster from the graveyard, and much, much more. Keep in mind that you only use a spell card during your turn. Besides normal spell cards, there are continuous spell cards, equip spell cards, field spell cards, quick play spell cards, and ritual
Unless you got,
spell
what is it?
cards.
Ebon?
Check
Ebon
the
Magician?
icon on the cards.
The
You can
disease
easily
card that
distinguish
let you
what
summon
kind of spell card it is. For more
MST.
details, check out the rule book.
But yeah, Ebon. You can use magic cards during your turn. I mean,
Trap
anybody's
cards.
turn. From your
You must
hand.
set
Crazy.
trap cards face down on the field, and you can activate them
Oh, yeah,
after
trap
the
hole.
start of your opponent's turn. The effects of trap cards are very
Trap hole was
similar
the
to
most
spell
lit card.
cards, But
Back in the
one
day.
different feature of trap cards is
Forbidden memories.
timing's right.
Oh,
You can
widespread
activate them
ruin.
even on your opponent's turn. In most cases, trap cards are the cards that can help you out when you are really in trouble.
Most of the time, they are during your
Besides
opponent's
normal
turn.
trap
I
cards,
mean,
there are
what is it?
two other types of trap cards.
Magician navigation.
Continuous
You
trap
can do on your
cards
turn.
and
Karma
counter
cut.
trap cards. Check
Rainbow
the rule
Life.
book for details. Is everything clear so far? Now, let's develop
$500,000 in cards right there.
style to create your own personal powerful deck.
Ska.
Chapter 4.
Oh yeah,
Phases
the
of
GOAT.
gameplay.
This is what some of y'all need to learn. Main standby phases, main phases, declaring attacks. Y'all be like, I'm gonna swing, I'm gonna do this. Nah. Main phase 1, main phase 2, battle phase, all those phases, man. Oh, it's intense right here. What's going on right here? Yo, they in Egypt right now. Like, what's up? They want to do? Oh, that's crazy.
Well, Joey, how about we start dueling?
All right, but first we have to prepare.
Draw
for
phase,
the duel.
standby phase, main phase, battle phase. Look,
In the beginning,
So pause
don't
that
forget
and
to
bring
say
it back.
hello to your opponent and shake hands.
yo, what's
Next,
up, ugly?
Shuffle your deck
Let's do
thoroughly
this.
and hand it to your opponent. After you receive your opponent's deck, shuffle it a bit. This is called
Should
the
open
cut.
these right now and do the same
After
thing,
the cut,
right?
return the decks to each other. Now you have your deck back. Put your deck onto the deck zone in the game mat. If you use a fusion monster deck, place it face down on the fusion deck zone. Next, show your opponent that your side deck has exactly 15 cards. Count the cards face down.
I never knew that. I never seen nobody do that. I never seen none of y'all do that on YouTube.
Okay, now decide who goes first with a coin toss, or rock, paper, scissors. The winner of the coin toss gets to choose whether to go first or second. For later duels in the match, the loser of the previous duel decides who starts first. Both players draw 5 cards from the top of their own decks. These 5 cards are the first cards in your hand.
Draw phase. In this phase, you draw 1 card per
Okay,
turn
draw
from the
phase.
top of your own deck.
Oh, they got a mystical elf.
Standby phase.
Put that in
If
defense.
there are any cards in the
2000.
field that specifically state that certain actions must be taken during this phase, these must be dealt with here. If there is no such card, then
Standby
let's
phase.
move on to main
Underrated
phase.
phase.
Main phase 1. During this phase, from your hand, you can normal summon or set a monster card, activate and set spell cards, and set trap cards.
Okay.
Normal summon or set a monster. First off, let me explain the monster cards. There are only 2 ways to place a monster card onto the field from your hand during your turn. One way is called a normal summon, and
It's
the
crazy.
other is called a set.
All the monsters they showing us.
Placing a monster
Excuse
in
me.
face-up attack position from your hand is
All the
called
monsters they
a
showing us
normal
are
summon.
level 4.
Placing a monster in
weak.
face-down defense position from your hand is called a set. When you normal summon a monster, put the monster card in your hand onto the field face-up and vertically. This indicates that the monster card is in attack position. When you set a monster, put the monster card in your hand onto the field face down and horizontally.
I'm all about
The monster card is in
T
defense
sets.
position. During your turn, you can only place 1 monster in your hand onto the field. So, during the same turn, you cannot set a monster after you normal summoned a monster, and vice versa. Remember, you cannot change the battle position of a monster during the same turn in which it was summoned or set. When you normal summon or set a high-level monster, you have to send 1 or more monsters on the field to the graveyard as a tribute. You can normal summon or set a monster whose level is 4 or lower directly from your hand. However, for a monster that is level 5 or 6, you must offer 1 monster. For a monster that is level 7 or higher, you must offer 2 monsters from your side of the field as a tribute. In other words, you cannot normal summon
crazy
or set
because
a powerful high-level monster from your hand right off the bat.
It's crazy because Summon Skull is like
Change the
basically
battle
better
position
than
of monster
Dark
cards you
Magician,
placed on
and
the field
it
during
requires
previous
one
turns.
less tribute.
But remember, you can't change the battle position of monsters that have already attacked during the same turn. There are two other ways to summon a monster onto the field. Flip
Back
summon
then, anyway.
and special summon. Check out the rulebook for specifics. One last thing. You can't flip your monster face down again once it becomes face up due to a flip summon, your opponent's attack, or another card's effect. Activate or set spell cards or set trap cards. During the main phase of your turn, you can activate or set spell cards or set trap cards. When you activate a spell or trap card, put the card face up in the spell and trap
Fissure.
card zone. To set
A problem
the spell
back in
card
the
or
day.
trap card, put the card face down in the spell and trap card zone. You can activate a spell card directly from your hand during your turn, but you must set a trap card on the field. You can activate trap cards after the start of your opponent's next turn. After you activate and resolve the effect of spell or trap cards, these cards are destroyed and sent to the graveyard. For example, if I activate the spell card Monster Reborn, I can special summon one monster to the field from either player's graveyard. After I resolve this effect, I
That's such a
place the
problem,
Monster
bro.
Reborn spell card in my graveyard. The cards with equip or continuous icons remain on the field after you activate them until they are destroyed. Also, remember that usually, if you set a spell card on the field, you cannot activate it during your opponent's turn. Unlike monster cards, you can activate or set spell cards and trap cards as long as you have an extra space on the spell and trap card zone. However, you are unable to activate or set cards when the spell and trap card zone is filled with 5 cards. One last important thing to remember.
Be over.
Field spell cards
Duel
can
Links, she like
only be
RIP.
used on the field card zone. The field spell card is not included in the 5-card limit of the spell and trap card zone. Only one active field spell card can exist on the entire field. If your opponent activates a new field spell
Never really thought about how useful
your
that
active
is.
field spell card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard. Also, if your active field spell card is on the field, you cannot activate or set a new field spell card.
Battle phase. After main phase 1, you can battle against your opponent using
Finally.
your attack position monsters.
Some action.
This
Ooh.
is called the battle phase.
Thought my mic was gonna fall.
Each of your monsters in attack position can attack once during each of your turns. However, you do not have to conduct your battle phase if you don't want to. Depending on the situation, you can choose whether to attack or not. The starting player cannot conduct the battle phase during his or her first turn, but he or she can attack during the second turn. During the same turn, you can attack with as many monsters as you have in attack position on your side of the field. But you don't
They
have to
get
make
crazy
all
right
your
now.
monsters attack. You can decide which monsters to attack with depending on the situation. If there is a monster on your opponent's side of the field, your attack's target is that monster. Usually, you cannot attack your opponent's life points directly as long as there are any monsters on your opponent's side of the field. If there are no monsters on your opponent's side of the field, you can damage your opponent's life points directly. The target of each of your attacking monsters is only one monster or one player. This means one monster cannot attack multiple targets. We'll give you more details about the battle phase in the next chapter.
Main Phase 2. In Main Phase 2, you can basically do the same things as in Main Phase 1. Once per turn, you can normal summon or set one
I never really
monster
understood
and
main
can
phase. I mean,
change
I
the
guess
battle position of your
it's just
monsters that
another
are on the
standby
field.
main phase. but-
However, keep in mind that you cannot change the battle position of monsters that have already attacked during this turn.
What happens in main phase 2?
End phase. In this phase, announce the end of your turn to your opponent. If you have more
And
than
what
6
cards
in
are
your
special
hand,
for main
discard
phase
cards to
2?
the graveyard until only 6 cards remain in your hand.
That's the worst. I hate that shit. That's the
End
worst.
of the duel.
Unless you discard like
Each player
white
alternately
stone or
repeats
something
the
that
process
affects
from
in the
draw
graveyard.
phase to the end phase. When one player's life points reach 0, or when one player cannot draw a card, the winner is decided.
That's the end of the duel.
Which is usually Osiris. Usually me who's the winner.
Chapter 5, Battle and Damage. Here we're gonna explore more about the battle phase. The battle phase is conducted as follows.
One, start step. Declare that you're entering the battle phase.
2, Battle Step. Select and announce which of your monsters you'll be attacking with. Next, select one
Be
of your
clear about
opponent's
it, too,
monsters as
please.
the target of your attacking monster. If you would like to attack with another of your attacking monsters, repeat this process after each attack resolves. If there are no
I
monsters on your
attack.
opponent's
See,
side
look.
of the field,
I
the target of the
attack.
attack will be
Direct
your opponent's
attack.
life points.
3, damage step. When you attack a face-down monster, flip it face up so that you can check its card data. The monster flipped face up remains face up on the field unless it's destroyed. If there are any effects, such as flip effects, calculate the damage first and resolve the effects at the end of this step.
I think that it's like
Damage
mad funny how they're
calculation.
still playing with these old paper mats.
When your opponent's monster is in attack position, compare the attack points of both monsters. When your attacking monster's attack points are higher than the attack points of your opponent's monster is destroyed. Subtract the attack points of your opponent's monster from the attack points of your attacking monster, and deduct the difference from your opponent's life points. When your attacking monster's attack points are equal to the attack points of your opponent's monster, neither player takes damage, but both monsters are destroyed.
I actually
When your
do that
attacking
way
monster's
more
attack
often
points
than
are
people think
lower than the attack points
you
of your
would.
opponent's monster, your
Sometimes you just need to get rid of a monster, bro. Sometimes you need to get rid of it.
Attack points of your attacking monster from the attack points of your opponent's monster, and deduct the difference from your life points. When your opponent's monster is in defense position, compare the attack points of your attacking monster and the defense points of your opponent's monster. When your attacking monster's attack points are higher than the defense points of your opponent's monster is destroyed, but no damage is dealt to your opponent's life points. When your attacking monster's attack points are equal to the defense points of your opponent's monster, neither player takes damage, and neither monster is destroyed. When your attacking monster's attack points are lower than the defense points of your opponent's monster, neither monster is destroyed.
Mystical Elf was
Subtract the
crazy
attack
back in the
points of your
day.
attacking monster from the defense points of
Had
your
that.
opponent's monster, and
The
deduct
4
the difference
stars,
from your
level
life
4.
points. When there are no
Surprise,
monsters in your
motherfucker.
opponent's side of the field, your attacking monster's attack points are deducted from your opponent's life points as direct damage.
You be saying lethal
4,
14 or
end
whatever.
step.
Just say direct attack,
Repeat
please.
the battle step and damage step as many times
Stop
as
making
you
it
want
hard.
until you don't have another monster to attack with. Announce the end of the battle phase to your opponent.
Is everything we've talked about so far clear? We've explained the flow of a duel.
I'm
The best
confused.
way to learn more is to actually play a duel.
I'm confused. Are we about to do?
Chapter
Are we gonna
6, Sample Duel.
Hey, we're about to do it
Now let's
right
watch
now,
an
baby.
actual duel. You can watch this demo duel from multiple angles, including from each player's point of view. Therefore, the more times you
They
watch
didn't
this
have like
demo,
other
the more
mats
you'll
back in the
learn.
day.
First, say
I guess that's
hello and
probably
shake
what came
hands.
with the
Alrighty
Master
then.
Duel.
Shuffle your deck so that
Hey,
your
man.
cards are mixed really
Give
well.
fist bumps.
The last thing you want is to
Be
end up
safe
with a
out
bunch
here.
of the same cards in your hand. Now, cut your opponent's deck. I hope you all remembered this part because it's important.
Yeah, I'm cheating. You
And
better
place
shuffle
your
my
deck
deck.
in the deck zone.
I'm putting my best cards in the top, middle, and the bottom.
Next, they're gonna flip a coin to see who goes first.
I'm putting perfume and cologne
Yugi
on them and
calls
everything.
heads. And he's right. Okay, Yugi decides to go first. They draw 5 cards from their
Yugi.
decks and begin the duel. Each
That's
player
Yugi?
starts with 8,000 life points. Yugi draws the first card. Ah, it's Silver Fang. Looks like Yugi is taking a wait-and-see
Silver Fang.
approach.
All right.
Whoa! Kaiba summoned La Jin and attacked Silver Fang. It's only Kaiba's first turn, and
La
Yugi's
Jin?
already lost life points.
La Jin was crazy back then. That was the
Yugi
beater
sets a
back in the
monster.
day.
Man, I've never
Strongest
seen him so cautious.
monster.
Wow,
No summon.
that's
I mean, no
Okazu.
tribute.
That spell card
Crazy.
inflicts 800 points of damage. At this rate, this duel will be over in no time. Kaiba ain't letting up. He summons Battle Ox and attacks.
I was smoking Yugi right now.
Bye to Beaver Warrior. Now Kaiba can attack Yugi's life points directly.
Yo. Yugi is getting smoked right now, bro.
Yugi sets another monster. Whoa! But this time
He
he
about to
also
come back
sets
right
a
now.
trap. What's he up to?
T-set.
Kaiba attacks Yugi's face-down monster. But too bad for him, it's Giant Soldier of Stone. Oh, and what a slap
that
in
Castle-
the face.
Castle Wall?
Yugi activates his trap card, Castle Walls, to inflict more damage.
Hey, I didn't even know they had that
Kaiba's
back
turn
then.
to set something. Knowing him, it's gonna be something bad.
You about to summon Blue Eyes on me,
Yeah,
boy.
Fissure. With that spell
Oh, he got
card,
the fissure.
Yugi destroys Kaiba's weakest monster on the field.
Okay.
Is Yugi gonna finally attack? Nah, I guess not. He just set another monster again.
Joey
Why's he
sounds so
doing that?
disappointed.
Uh-oh, just desserts. Yugi takes 500 points of damage for each of his monsters for a total of 1,000 points. Your life points are down to 3,800
Yo,
already,
what's
Yugi.
going on here?
Now what's Kaiba gonna do?
I'm about to send him to the Shadow Realm right now.
He summons Rogue Doll. But I guess he's not attacking because it's not strong enough to destroy Giant Soldier of Stone, and he doesn't know what that face-down monster could be.
Rogue Doll.
Oh, it was Man-Eater Bug. One of those effect monster cards. Yugi used it to destroy La
I just
Jin,
put that in my
and
deck,
now
too.
he's offering it as a tribute
Underrated.
to Summon Skull. What an awesome combo. Now
Hey.
Yugi's got the strongest monster on the field. Yugi switches Giant Soldier of Stone from defense position to attack position. It's about time Yugi started launching a serious
It's
offensive.
over for Kaiba now.
Yugi takes out Rogue Doll with his Summon Skull, leaving Kaiba wide open for attack by
It's over for
Giant
Kaiba.
Soldier of Stone. And he also uses Diane Keto to restore his life points by 1,000. Check it out. The life points of both players are now about the same. All right. So
And
far, it's almost tied.
Diane
It's
Keto
still anybody's game.
Forbidden
I can't
Memories, doesn't
wait
that
to
give
see
you
what
like
happens next.
2,000
All right,
life
here we go.
points? Like some
I think
crazy
Kaiba's starting to
high,
feel the
not
heat.
1,000.
Sets a monster. Looks like the tide's turning, but Yugi still can't afford to make the slightest mistake. Yugi plays the field
trying to
spell
see that
card
Blue Eyes
Yami,
get summoned.
increasing the attack points and defense points of his Fiend and Spellcaster type monsters, such as his Summoned Skull, by 200. Hitotsume Giant isn't strong enough to withstand that attack. And now, with direct damage, Yugi takes the lead. Kaiba looks like he's really struggling now. He sets
Who you
another
think gonna win?
monster. Yugi attacks with his Summoned Skull.
Flip.
Wow!
I knew it.
Hane Hane! Whew! Kaiba got out of that jam. Hane Hane is an effect monster that bounces one monster back to its owner's hand. No way! It's the spell card, Dark Hole.
Dark
It destroys all monsters on the
Hole.
field, so Yugi loses his Summoned Skull, and he's wide open for direct damage.
Dark Hole
What a
make you
feat.
rage back in
And
the
the
day.
Flute of Summoning Dragon. With that combo, Kaiba
Lord of
special
Dragons
summons his
right
mighty
here,
Blue
baby.
Eyes White Dragon. His deck's gonna totally trash Yugi into tiny chunks.
I like this music in the background.
Yugi, check out your life points. You only have 400 points left. But if I know Yugi, he
Yo,
won't
why he
give up
yelling
until
at
the
him?
very end.
Yo, he about to do Monster Reborn, some
sets two
crazy, some
cards.
crazy play right now.
And oh, sets a monster card in defense
What he
position.
put down? He said, go ahead.
Kaiba summons a monster, and Yugi destroys it with Trap Hole.
Trap Hole, okay. One back row
Kaiba
out.
attacks with his blue eyes.
I don't know.
But Yugi activates Waboku to prevent his monster from being destroyed. Man, I can't believe
Okay.
Yugi managed to make it through the turn. Can Yugi stage a counterattack?
Damn, Joey.
Change of
What
heart.
kind of fate
That gives
you
him
got in your
control of
homies?
one
He
of
said, I
Kaiba's
can't believe it.
monsters.
Oh.
He's offering them as a tribute to summon... Yeah! Dark Magician! Yugi finally summoned the most powerful monster in his deck, but Kaiba's Blue Eyes still has higher attack points. What are you gonna do, Yug? Kaiba attacks with his Blue Eyes.
What's that?
Reinforcements!
Reinforcements?
Who knew he had that card?
Hey!
Combined with Yami's attack boost, Dark Magician defeats Blue Eyes.
Galaxy Guardian, it's over for him.
And there's the final blow. That's
Sorry,
the
Kaiba.
game and the end of the
Sorry,
duel.
Kaiba.
This time, the Yugi deck won the duel, but the Kaiba deck was also pretty powerful. How would you have dueled with these decks
The
if you
Kaiba
were in
deck-
Yugi or Kaiba's shoes?
Those are the structure
Think
decks?
about what
I mean,
strategies you would
the
have pulled
starter
before
decks?
referring to this demo duel again.
Wow, that was a cool sample, dude. You see?
Chapter 7. More details. And
Oh, they still got more.
In this chapter,
They gonna show us how to
we're
get
going let
crazy.
you in on some secret information that I guarantee will help you in your duels.
You about to make Blue Eyes Ultimate.
I'll teach you how to construct a deck that'll work to your advantage.
Gotta make the most of your
chances
deck.
of drawing an important card increase if you keep the number of cards in your deck close to 40. Of course, you're allowed to have as many cards as you want in your deck, as long as there are at least 40 cards. However, you will have strategic disadvantages if there are too many cards in your deck. Also, you should keep the ratio of monster cards to spell and trap cards at 50-50. It's difficult to
Some
duel
people be
if there
having,
are too
like,
many monster cards,
3
or if
monsters,
there are too many spell and
20
trap
traps,
cards. It's
5
important to make a
spell
well-balanced
cards.
deck. When thinking about the balance of the deck, there are some cards you really should include. They can make it easier for you to duel against your opponent. One example is effect monster cards. They're monsters, but they have functions similar to spell and trap cards. I'm sure
Underrated.
these effect monster cards have various effects that'll help you in your duels. Check the data on each card to learn more.
Wall of Illusion used to be mad scary to me when I was a kid.
Other useful
I hated that
cards
card.
are those that increase the number of
Pot
cards
of
in your
Greed.
hand at times other than the draw phase, such as Pot
Crazy
of
'cause
Greed.
back
If
in the
you
day, it
include
was like
these
whatever.
cards in your deck, your dueling strategies will flow
Now
more
it's so
smoothly.
important.
One
you
more
just
thing to
draw 2
consider is
cards,
the number of high-level monster
draw into
cards
what you
in your
need.
deck. If you have too few low-level monsters, you'll often find it difficult to summon a high-level monster during crucial stages of the duel. I'm sure the high attack points of these high-level monsters attract you, but you won't be able to win if you only use high-level monsters. Try to include
Had
as
to learn
few
that.
high-level monsters as possible when constructing your deck. Second, I'm going to tell you about the technique of combining cards to duel effectively, otherwise known as combos. Like Yugi and Monster
Combo!
Reborn combo.
Oh,
This combo is
I
very
never even thought about
effective when a
it.
high-level
You mean, I
monster
never
is
even thought
summoned
about
on
that.
your opponent's side of the field. First, activate right hand.
oh.
This spell card can destroy all your opponent's monsters and send them to the graveyard all at once. Second, activate Monster Reborn right after.
You don't got that Blue Eyes? Come on, let's go.
This spell card enables you to select one monster from your graveyard or your opponent's graveyard and special summon it on your side of the field.
He's like, give me that. You know what I came here for.
Here's the trick.
You know what I came here
Special
for.
summon the monster from your opponent's graveyard as your own monster. Since there are no monsters on your opponent's side of the field, you can inflict huge battle damage to your opponent's life points using his or her own powerful monster.
It's over.
The Change of Heart and high-level monster combo. You should definitely try this combo if you have both Change of Heart and any high-level monster in your hand. First,
I wish I saw this when I was a
activate
kid.
the spell card Change of Heart to take control of
probably
one
been nice.
monster on your opponent's side of the field.
Ooh,
This monster will be
he said-
returned to your opponent's side of the field at the end of the turn. So let's offer this monster as a tribute to summon your high-level monster. Now there are no more monsters on your opponent's side of the field, while only your high-level monster remains on the field. As a bonus, the monster you took control of with Change of Heart will not be returned to your opponent's side of the field. The Man-Eater Bug and high-level monster combo. Man-Eater Bug can destroy one monster on the field when it is flipped from face down to face up. This effect comes in very handy. First, set Man-Eater Bug on your side of the field. On your next turn, you can offer this Man-Eater Bug as a tribute to summon your high-level monster. However, before you offer the Man-Eater Bug as a tribute, flip it face up to destroy one monster on the field. After destroying one monster on your opponent's side of the field, summon your high-level monster by offering the face-up Man-Eater Bug as a tribute.
I literally did that yesterday
That's it
in Duel
for the
Links.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading Card Game Duel Masters Guide.
Hey.
Well, it's time to wrap up this Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading Card Game Duel Masters Guide. I know that you not only found out how fun and cool it is to play the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading Card game, but
So
you
simple
also
back
picked
then.
up a few new tricks along the way. But the best part
I think
is
during
if you
this
still have some
time,
questions on the rules or a certain card,
there
you
was
can
less
watch
than
this Duel
300
Masters
cards.
Guide again.
Yep, you can look
Like,
up topics by chapter
Mechanical
to
Chaser
refresh
hasn't
your
even
memory
been
about
out yet.
basic rules, preparation for
The
a
strongest
duel,
card is like
card
Lajin,
details, phases of
1800.
gameplay, battle damage, and special dueling combos and
Now,
tips.
And
one
don't
box
forget
comes
the
out,
sample
300
duel.
new
Make
cards.
sure you watch it from all the different angles so you can learn all the strategies that go into a duel.
Your dueling skills have already improved.
I think when they
just
made
by
Metal
watching this
Raiders,
guide.
But
when
don't
they
let
made
your
Metal
guard
Raiders,
down.
it
You
was
should
like
get more booster
they
packs or
added like
exchange cards
300
with your
cards
friends to
extra,
enhance your
so they're
deck.
like 100
Right.
and something.
Also, collecting cards is lots of fun. The more you play this game with your friends, the more fun you'll have.
No doubt about it, Yugi. And make sure to check the rulebook and website to learn more about the rules. I'm telling you, it's a long road to become a champion duelist.
Definitely. But the only way to get better is to keep playing.
And then no one will stand in my way, including you, Yugi.
I don't think so. There's no way I'm letting you beat me.
Oh, yeah?
All
Then
right,
take out your
guys,
deck
so
and let's see who's better.
The
Unless
Lord
you're
loves
too
you.
scared to face me.
Osiris
Scared
Lourde,
of you, Joey? Never.
tapping out,
Let's get started.
tap
It's
in
time
my
to
pages.
duel.
It's time to duel. See y'all later.